To be fair, I am a morning person, so a 5 a.m. wake up, then a 2 hour workout routine, then an ice bath, and then also a 4 hour deep work session. Which has to be before sunrise though. No, actually it was more like I just woke up and then I made myself the excuse of, I'm going to check my phone just for a quick second. And then somehow the second was a 45-minute like full-on scrolling session. In those 45 minutes I managed to achieve opening 5 snaps that were most likely a black wall or just something boring, then IG reels from the guys, which is like fully brain rot, and then maybe a message from the boys group chat. So I had wasted the first 45 minutes of my morning learning absolutely nothing useful. I actually tried to get the day started properly after the scrolling. So I hopped out of bed, I went downstairs, and I was back on the couch. I was back on my phone, and I was back on scrolling the same apps that I had already scrolled. And it was like I just couldn't control it for whatever reason. It felt like some kind of autopilot machine had taken over my brain and was doing the scrolling for me. Looking back on it, it's truly not funny, and I knew I needed to change something. So I built myself a routine that is realistic and that I've managed to stick to for months now. Look, I understand now that the problem wasn't that I was a super lazy guy or anything, but when I fry my brain first thing in the morning, then how can I expect myself to have any motivation? And I genuinely remembered there were days where I struggled to brush my teeth. Like, this is the effect the just frying my brain had on me. What I really hated at the time was that I was looking for a routine, and all the routines I saw were like just doing way too much, way too early, way too many things. So I needed something that I wouldn't fall off in a week. I needed something that I can actually do for a long period of time that is sustainable and that I genuinely enjoy sticking to. So I ended up building myself a 30-minute routine that has done exactly that. So the routine I made for myself is built around 4 simple ideas. Number 1 is calm. For this, I meditate the first thing in the morning. Since the brain is the most vulnerable in like the first hour of the morning, and especially in those first 5 minutes, this is where I protect my brain from all the outside just bullshit, and I meditate to keep the calm and still energy that I'm in after waking up. Next up is move. For this, I have a set of body exercises, a set of face exercises, and once I look back on camera, the footage of me doing the facial exercises, I really understand that they look goofy as hell, but the exercises have helped me, and I started doing them because I could feel my face, like especially around the cheek area. I could really feel it getting intense whenever I had to speak to someone I didn't feel comfortable with, or I had to record videos, or just things like that. And now once I've started doing the exercises, I don't feel it anymore. So it has definitely helped me. Exercises for the body, there's like 5 or 6 exercises. There's things for the mobility, the hopping and jumping, this is for blood flow, so it gets me really energetic in the morning. And then there's some things for the joints and also some different stretching variations. Then number 3 is gratitude. For this, I have a journal, so every morning I find 3 things that I'm grateful for. I try to keep these things as different as possible because that forces me to be grateful. And number 4 is reading. Since I used to scroll in the mornings, I still kind of wanted something that would give me the entertainment, but I replaced the scrolling with reading. So now I actually feel productive in the morning rather than feeling just crap. I ended up messing around with the routine in the last few weeks. And what happened was that I tried to skip the morning routine, or I only did the meditation, and I made myself the promise that I'm going to do the rest of the routine after I'm done working on the videos. So I got on my computer without doing the routine. First of all, I was way less focused because I didn't do the things my brain needed. What I also noticed is that if I don't do the hardest thing in the morning, being the morning routine and the habits, I just won't do it throughout the day either. Like, I have to do it straight away. There is no question about it anymore. So there were instances where I had to do the facial exercises before bedtime because I hadn't done them in the morning, and I really did not enjoy doing them. But when I do them in the morning, I actually feel like I've accomplished something. So obviously the routine does not have to be like step by step, but I would still keep the structure of the routine the same. If you were to cut out something from the routine, then just go on and cut out the facial exercises, because this is just something very specific for me. But the rest of it, keep the same. I had a discussion with a very good friend of mine like a week ago, and we were talking about the fact that I have way more free time than other people do. I don't go to work, I don't go to school, so like regular people, they have way less time in the mornings. But the routine is like 30 minutes anyway, and if you cut out the facial exercises, it's like 25 minutes. Like people probably waste that time or that 25 minutes in the morning anyway doing something stupid. So if you just replace the time waste with the 25 minutes of morning routine, you'll just feel way better throughout the day. So I believe anyone can find the 25 minutes, whether you just wake up before you usually do or just go to bed earlier the night before. There is definitely a way you can fit that in. A special tip, or I would even say like a cheat code, on how I've managed to stay so consistent on the morning routine is the fact that I track my morning routine and I also track my habits. So I have in my physical journal, I have these like empty boxes, and whenever I do the routine and I do the habits in it, I can check off the empty boxes. So this gives me feeling of accomplishment straight away in the morning. And over time I have a visual to see how many morning routines I've done, how many habits I've done inside the morning routine. And this is like kind of the key on how I managed to stay consistent. If you'd be interested about habit tracking and how to start habit tracking, then I have made a video about it. In that video I will speak about exactly that, and also I will show how I made my habit tracker for this month. So I will link it somewhere here and you can go check that out after this video. Anyway, take care.